Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm Henry and today we're going to learn about brand foundation. So this topic is boring, but I'm going to try to make it a little less boring. So how's this? I'm going to explain all the elements and then apply it to a real person, Lionel Messi. So what is a brand foundation? A brand foundation consists of four elements: brand purpose, vision and mission statements, and brand values. You want to build a house? Start with the foundation, and that is your core identity. Without it, you'll never be consistent. However, if you already have it, who knows, maybe you can improve it. Alrighty, first up, the brand purpose. This is the reason of your brand's existence. Why do you exist? If it's a business, it's to make money. However, we can't say it like that because your audience doesn't care about your revenue. So you have to find a higher purpose. Don't think too hard about it, just start with something. But you do want to choose a field where you have the most credibility. If the brand is a social media channel, you can choose anything that you really enjoy doing. Now let's apply it to Lionel Messi. If you're not a football fan, Messi is considered as one of the GOATs. Dude is magical and has won all the major trophies in football. But if we use this as his brand purpose, it doesn't fit. This purpose fits more to players like Cristiano Ronaldo, who is a bit self-centered and always wants to prove himself. Messi is enjoying himself out there, like he's playing in a playground. So a more fitting purpose could be to enjoy playing football while mesmerizing the crowd with the way he plays. It feels different, doesn't it? Next up is the vision statement. What kind of changes do you bring into the world with your purpose? If the world is too big, just make it smaller. Regional, nationwide, or city-based. Just don't make it too small or too easy for you to achieve, because once you outgrow that vision, you have to write another one. And when that happens, it's very easy for you to lose direction. Now, pay attention to this one. When people write a vision statement, it's often vague and in words, like being the number one brand in X industry. It could work internally, but not so much for your audience. Imagine this, someone goes to your page and reads this vision statements. What would he feel?
There's nothing there.
Because it's only important to you. For Messi, his vision statement could be something like leaving a lasting legacy that inspires future generations of footballers. A statement like this is measurable, and you can also see it. For example, how many fans does Messi have? How many of them are playing football? Are people still talking about him on social media? How many highlight reels of him being shared? Before we continue, I've got a favor to ask. If you're someone looking to build his brand, or if you're a designer looking to improve your design process through strategy, please consider subscribing. I'll be making more of these. Now, the mission statement. The mission statement is your commitment, your daily activities that you do to bring that vision into reality. So you can see all these elements are tied together. When one statement changes, it affects the other. So what kind of mission statements does Messi have? How is he going to leave a lasting legacy that inspires future generations of footballers? It could be to play at the highest level possible, to be involved in every play, to have an impeccable first touch, accurate dribbling, passing, and shooting abilities. If we can sum it up, what would it be? What if I write this? To push the boundaries beyond what's possible in football and evolve the way the game is played. How does that sound? Sounds like Messi? Now let's move on to the brand values. Brand values are a set of behaviors that guides how we perform our daily activities. In other words, the mission statements. Now if we have all three elements that we talked about earlier, this would be easier because they give us clues. So this is what we have from the other elements: enjoyment, respect, inspiration, and creativity. All we have to do is to add a few more. You can start with single words, but then you have to define them so people get what they mean. Do these elements represent Messi? It's not perfect, I know, But it's better to do all this before you start with other things. What we want is to avoid these problems in the future. An existential crisis because you don't know why you're here. No clear direction because there's no goal for you to achieve. No real commitment because you don't know the daily activities. And these leave you vulnerable to be trapped in short-term thinking and inconsistent identity. So that's the brand foundation and how you can link all the four elements together. Doing this for Messi is relatively easy because we've witnessed his greatness for the past 20 years or so. All I did was a bit of research and put some things together. Doing this for your brand will be more difficult because you will have all sorts of ideas inside your mind, and quite frankly, the brand is not there yet. But if you start with a purpose, things become much easier. Just be patient, write a few iterations, and you will get there eventually. I made this video so you can avoid this common mistake. In a brand building process, people often go straight to visuals without understanding what they should aim for. Find clarity first, then express it. Otherwise, the process will turn into a beauty contest where one guy says it's good and the other says it's bad. With a little bit of strategy, you can minimize the subjectivity. You can refine this further with a customer persona, competitive analysis, and a differentiation strategy. But that's another story for another day. I'll see you in the next video.